if you can't trust the person, enough to not go through their shit, like, why are you in a relationship with them? You know, me, I'm just so far removed from the shit that I just don't give a fuck. Like, shit could be going on, but like, you know, whatever is done in the dark comes to light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always find out shit. I might not even find out about it when it's happening. I might find out later on. But once I find out about it, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But in the same token, you know, I'm not that invested to, you know, question somebody's, you know, or just, that's too much energy, man. I'm not giving that much energy towards that. I'd rather be working on something else.
I told you that's how I found out my ex was cheating, right? What? Because he used to let me hold his phone because I was close to his sister, his little sister. And so, his phone had been cut off and it came back on. And you know how when your phone's cut off, it holds your text messages. Oh, it holds it until it comes back on. Oh shit. So he ran in the store. He gave me his phone. He was like, because at the time we were younger, so his grandmother, he was on his grandmother's plan. And so he was like, Grandma sent me a text. She said she sent him something. She told him somehow that she paid the bill. Okay. And the phone was going to come back on. He was like, when the phone come back on, because his sister was on the plan too. He was like, when the phone come back on, call my sister. I was like, okay, cool. So he in the store, phone come back on. It is vibrating to no end. Like all the text messages that are coming in.
Big booty hoes, fuck with it.
It's vibrating to no end. And I'm like, and at this point, we have been in a relationship, like we live together. Oh. Yeah, we live together. So I'm like, all right, cool. So still, even though we live together, I know what's going on with his phone. The phone is sitting there, it's vibrating. I'm like, when it finish vibrating, when it get all the text messages in, I'll pick it up and I'll call his sister.
First of all, the logic behind your explanation of the vibrations is impeccable because no other woman that's watching this thinks like that. Who the fuck is texting him? Let me read all of the texts. Like that's exactly what they're going to.
And I mean, he ain't leave it face down or nothing because you know that's y'all signature move, leave it face down. So it don't. I
had to check and see if Bob was face down. Bob was face down.
But that's your signature
I don't never put my shit face down.
Though. It's to leave it face down so y'all don't see it. And number one, you ain't even gotta do all that. You can go in your settings and you can make it not say who texts you in the first place. But anyway,
you can put that shit on airplane mode. Babe, what's this airplane right here? Oh shit, this must be the airport calling me. You know I got a flight next month.
There's a notification reminder.
Let me stop, man.
Terrible. But no, his phone vibrating. I mean, like, I'm telling you, like, it is going in. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting there. I'm waiting. I have not touched it. Mm-hmm. Haven't touched it. I'm like, it's vibrating. When it gets done, I'll pick up. I'll call his sister. Vibrating. Like I said, we live together. Also, he has given me the phone when he went into the store and said, call my sister. So I have full permissions on this phone.
To go through shit.
It's like, why would you not? If you doing wrong, why would you give me the phone?
See. No. I'm gonna tell you what. The first time he gave me the phone was a test, right? First time he gave me the phone was a test. He tested you to see if you was gonna look through it. He might have planted some shit in there. Had his homeboy text him, changed the name, and said some wild shit.
He wasn't that smart.
All right. Well, let's just say he was.
Obviously he wasn't because he gave me the phone.
Let's just say he was.
Obviously not.
Look, just.
Okay, hypothetically,
yeah, just play along, right? So he's like, okay, cool. I can trust her because she ain't go through my phone this one time. So I'm gonna give her my phone every time to continue that trust. Niggas abuse shit. Let me tell you something right now, fellas. Stop being out here abusing shit. You gotta be smarter than that, man. You gotta be smarter than that. Just don't do the shit in the first place.
Right.
Just don't do the shit in the first place. You know?
But, yeah, so the phone's vibrating. It vibrates so hard that it falls on the ground. So
where was it?
It was on the center console. So it didn't fall like on the ground. It fell on the ground of the car.
So did you watch it?
Yeah, because you
could have put it on the dash and stuff. Put it in a cup holder and shit.
No, I was like, I'm just waiting for. I didn't think it was gonna vibrate that much. Like, I'm like, he got like,
must have had a Nokia, yo.
He got like T20
Did you have games on your phone back then?
No, I don't think so. This was like when it first came out with the phones that were all touch. So there were no buttons on it. It was just all touch phones.
Oh.
So
she had games on her phone.
It vibrates and it falls. So I pick it up. And it's all these text messages. Still though, because I was in love. I was like, looking at his text messages, he told me to do one thing. I have one job. Call his sister. One job.
The logic behind the way you explaining it, if it was anybody else, they would not. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I have one job. Call his sister. So again, I wait for it to finish. So now it's done. Okay. So now I do have to go through it because I have to find her number to call her. So I have to press her number.
Okay.
So.
Oh, did you go through the context or did you go to the text messages?
Well, the text messages were already on the screen.
It's old school phone.
Okay. All right.
So it's like it's got like in list of who has text. So I'm scrolling to go to her name so I can call her, right? Here's where I went wrong. Or maybe went right.
You hit one of them text messages, didn't you?
Because it was so many. It was like, no, this wasn't fat fingering. Like I saw this name was up there more than his sister. His sister was up there like 3 times, but in between to get through the forest, the trees that were there.
Oh, that other name was the trees.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was several times. So I was like, let me open. And y'all, them text messages.
Was it pictures with it?
There were no pictures, but it was a lot of words. It was sex messages. And I was like, what?
What was your reaction once he got back to that car?
Yeah.
I want to hear.
No. I want to know what your reaction was when you saw it. Were you angry first or were you hurt first?
I was embarrassed.
Okay.
I was embarrassed.
Okay. That's understandable.
I was embarrassed. I felt very gullible. I felt like I had been too trusting. And that was my first thought is like, you should have been going through his phone the whole time. I was like, you was out here not going through. What is your problem? You should have been going through his phone.
So you were cussing yourself out in the car.
I was upset. I was like, how? I was like, how did he get past you? Like, you didn't even try. That's what I was fussing at me. I was like, you didn't even try. You didn't even try.
I could see her in the passenger seat. Well, you in the passenger seat, the driver's seat. With the sit down with the mirror. You didn't even try. The fuck is wrong with you? You didn't even try.
You did nothing to prevent this. You did nothing. You did nothing. It's your fault. It's your fault while you're here.
Why do I see you doing that in the mirror?
You did nothing. And man. Of course, I didn't get to calling his sister because at this point, I'm just like, I'm so...
Nigga, get back to the car. You call my sister?
I want to hear
that. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
So he comes back. I think we were like in a parking lot where it was like a Pizza Hut and then like a CVS or something like that. And
sound like the hood.
We had just got a new apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be our first night staying in our new apartment. So we was like, we ain't gonna cook. We're gonna order a little pizza. We're gonna make a little picnic.
Y'all just moved in together?
Yeah.
Right? Y'all living together before?
We were kind of living together before. He had his own place. I had my own place, but I was staying with him. So this was our first together. So I'm like, we was like, we're gonna get a little pizza. We're gonna put some blankets on the floor. We ain't even had no furniture yet. We ain't had no furniture yet. It's like, we're gonna sit on the floor. It's gonna be cool. Y'all, he came back to the car with that pizza. His phone was sitting in his seat, face up. I just said,
was the text message pulled up? Oh man!
Something you want to say?
So that means you waited for him to get back to the car because you know the phone screen go dim. You was over there hitting.
Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
Look, I can see her now.
Hold on, hit it again.
Fuck is he at?
I didn't sleep.
He got
in that car. He handed me the pizza. Took his phone. What my sister say?
The first time she don't say nothing to you.
What's wrong?
Oh yeah,
right. I'm dumbass.
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's the deal with you? What's
What
the matter
happened?
with you?
I was like, we'll talk about it later.
See, that's
we'll talk about it.
That's the worst thing a man can hear from his significant other. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
He looked at me.
We're gonna talk about this shit now. What's going on?
You don't want to hear that too?
No.
We need to talk. God damn it. Which one you want? Later or now? Either way is bad.
Either
he
way.
Looked at me. He was like, okay. Like, he's like, okay, whatever, like, it was all good when I got out of the car. I don't know what happened. Did my sister say something? Everybody all right? Everybody all right? Yeah, everybody good. We get in there.
You don't know if everybody good. You ain't talking.
We roll down them windows. I'm pretty sure I threw the pics out the window.
Pretty
sure I threw the whole thing out the window. He was like,
first of all, like, you disrespecting food?
Right, because I'm hungry. I threw the pics out the window. And I went
in. You do it calmly though? Because if that shit you did it calmly, I'm scared.
Oh, I waited till he backed out and we got on the road. Like, I waited till we was driving. I didn't throw it out while we were still in the parking lot. I waited till we were in motion.
Shit.
We in motion.
That
I threw it out.
What's it like?
Yeah, I was like,
if y'all can see AJ right now, if y'all can see AJ right now.
Bro, if it was like that, yo,
I'm
you would have
scared,
me.
man.
I'm scared.
Yeah, but I went off. And like I said, we had just moved in. So it was so new that we only had one set of keys. So I went off. By the time he parked in the parking lot, I got out of the car, I ran up the stairs. All
right, so you ran upstairs, you blocked the door.
Yeah, and he was like, he was beating on the door for a while. Like, I would not let him in. That night he ended up staying in his old apartment because I would not let him in. But it was just so, like I said, I was more so embarrassed, disrespected. I was disappointed in me. It's like, you out here, you ain't doing it right. You ain't doing it right. Why you ain't out here like checking for these?
I tell you one thing, man. It's nothing more worse than a woman, your significant other, telling you that she's embarrassed. That shit is the worst. Like, that's like your parents telling you they disappointed in you. Like, that shit fucking hurts. Like, I have been a disappointment a few times in my life, and for those reasons, I mean, I totally deserved it. But it was just like, damn, disappointed? Fuck, like. You could have been mad, and I could have been good with that. But you disappointed?
Yeah.
You embarrassed? You like, come on, man.
Yeah, that was mostly what I was. I was embarrassed. I was disappointed. Honestly, after that, we stayed together. Excuse me, we lived together for 3 years after that.
Okay, so you